Are you ready, kids? No, Captain, I am not. This is my thoughts going into the Spongebob movie, Spongebob Squarepants Out of Water. Spongebob Squarepants, Sponge Out of Water. And I'm also going to do my thoughts going to Jupiter Ascending because I really don't have much to say on it, and they're both coming out this weekend. So, yeah. Like, odds are, if you just watch Jupiter Ascending, you can just skip to, like, the last minute, 30 seconds of the video, because that's how much I have to say about it. So, before I go into it, I'm just going to talk a bit about my thoughts about SpongeBob, how I feel about it, about the last SpongeBob movie. I enjoyed the show, like most people. Specifically, the first 3 seasons are very iconic, memorable, quotable. I quote them all the time when I'm talking to my friends, and I have sat down and rewatched some of the episodes, and they're still really good. I saw the film, not the new one coming out, but the original one in 2004. I didn't see it when it came out in theaters because it came out at the same time as The Incredibles, and I went and saw that. But I did see it yesterday, and I didn't like it. I believe that the movie was the beginning of the end of when SpongeBob started to lose its mojo. And again, if you want a more in-depth look as to why I felt the way I felt about the SpongeBob movie, why I didn't care for it, there's going to be a link to my written review of it in the description below, but not immediately. Like, it might take me like 20 or 30 minutes to get it up. But yeah, it'll be there. So, but while I don't care much for the original, I don't hate it, but this new movie looks terrible. Like, I mean, for as much as I don't like the original film, it's like, I could get through it. I mean, I could watch it, sit through it okay. It wasn't painful to watch or anything. This one looks painful to watch. I mean, like, the stuff where where it's a cartoon and it's underwater, like, that stuff looks okay. That stuff looks just fine, typical children's cartoonish. But the stuff where once they go over the surface, then it looks terrible. Then it just becomes a stupid live-action SpongeBob movie. With, like, I don't like the way the characters look in CGI. I don't like how they're big, buff action stars. The style of humor doesn't feel like SpongeBob. There's, like, pop culture references, hot girls. Oh my gosh, it just looks awful. Like again, I was, like, watching the show, I'm like, okay, this is clearly not good SpongeBob. It's like, but then the stuff above the surface is like, oh no, like, for as much as I don't like the SpongeBob movie, I'd rather watch that than Sponge Out of Water. So yeah, it's a terrible live-action SpongeBob movie disguised as an animated SpongeBob movie. And it wouldn't surprise me if, like, the bulk of the film is just them above the surface. Kind of like, like how a lot of live-action films do it, where they'll have, like, them in their cartoon world, and then they'll come into our world. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's, like, some human characters we're supposed to care about. And the trailer's already given away a good chunk of the film, like, from the fact that they're superheroes to, like, there's a line where sometimes, like, let's rewrite the story! And I'm like, okay, that's clearly the climax of the film, or the end. So yeah, it's gonna make money, of course. It's SpongeBob. I mean, there isn't much competition. I mean, there's Strange Magic, but that's doing terrible at the box office. Paddington, it's made money, but yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna lose steam. Lose steam, I mean. But again, it's SpongeBob, so I have no doubt it's going to do well. I don't know if it'll do great, but it's definitely going to make a fair amount of money. Like, I'll be really surprised if this film bombs. I mean, there's not much competition for children's films at this point. And am I going to go see it? No, I mean, if I go see it, it's just because I'm getting dragged to it by people. But I'm just going to wait for it on DVD. I do not want to support this film, because if this film does well, odds are they're going to do either more terrible SpongeBob films to theaters, or they're going to release, or they're going to start taking other shows and giving them live-action films. And I do not need a terrible Korra movie. And the other film is Jupiter Ascending. I don't have much to say about that other than I don't like it. I mean, who knows, maybe it'll be wonderful, but nothing has sold me on the film. It looks like a generic, mediocre sci-fi film, and I haven't seen the Matrix trilogy, so I really can't comment on, like, the team behind it. Financially, I'm not going to be surprised if this film bombs. I mean, I think it'll make some money, but it's not going to be a hit or anything. Like, I mean, you never know. Maybe it'll do well, but I doubt it. I mean, and I'm not gonna go rushing out to see this film unless it's getting like a really strong word of mouth. Like, everyone's like, no, this film's actually really good. Like, it's a great sci-fi movie. Like, I'm not gonna bother going to go see it. I'm gonna wait for the DVD or to rent it or something. And so I'm just gonna wrap this up by just doing a fun box office prediction. So there are the 3 movies that are gonna be in the top 10 this week. I think American Sniper is still going to hold its lead. It's still going to be in the top 3. But it might drop, but I doubt it. Number 2 is going to be Spongebob, and just because of it's Spongebob. And Jupiter Ascending is going to be number 3. Those are going to be the top 3. I doubt it's going to be in that order, but I don't know. I mean, for as good as Paddington is, I mean, like, it's making money, but it's not making money. Actually, I want to go see Paddington. And, let's see. Yeah, I really don't have that much to say, so. Because, yeah, Project Almanac, it's not doing that well. Like, it'll be interesting to see if that holds. But I'm not here to talk about the box office. I'm here to do my thoughts going into. So, those are my thoughts. So, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. And it's always like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Yada, 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 yada. This is JStar60 signing out. And until next time, take care.